So what is going on, everybody? Today we're actually going to take a look at the new Division Resurgence trailer. I'm very excited for this one. We actually get to see some of the features, the developer talks about it, and we get to see an all-exclusive new trailer talking about where this is going to take place. And most of you guys know New York City, but how it all started. And this is the first time we get to see this, and I am very excited. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and let me know, are you excited for the new Division game, the Division Resurgence? So let's dive into it. I'm excited for this one, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hello and welcome to this showcase of the Division Resurgence. After months of hard work, we're very excited to be able to show you more of what's coming to the Division franchise on mobile, with a live test coming very soon as of December the 8th. For the very first time, please enjoy the introduction cinematic to the Division Resurgence.
Man, this brings back memories.
In just a few weeks. Our own greed did us in. And before we knew it, the dollar flu spread like wildfire. A few weeks. That's how long it took for a civilization to collapse.
The governor of New York has asked for federal help as city services are collapsing.
Manhattan was being torn apart. So they locked it down. Or tried. But it was already too late.
The government is resorting to drastic measures to tackle the crisis.
That is why the president today has decided to invoke Directive 51.
So they finally activated us. The Strategic Homeland Division. An elite group of embedded agents. We are the last line of defense. And we will give our lives to save what remains.
August 10th, December 8th. It looks like the graphics improved. No, the graphics definitely improved. And it says beta version quality not final. It definitely looks better than the alpha footage we had. Wow, this game is starting to look better and better.
We're joined today by Fabrice Navrez, who has kindly accepted to answer some of my questions. Fabrice, thanks for being here. How are you today?
I'm good and glad to be back.
Awesome, because we're going to be discovering lots of new cool things to come with the Division Resurgence. The first of those things is the lore in general. So we've seen an amazing CGI introduction. Can you tell us a bit about this world that the player is going to be experiencing in the Division Resurgence?
The Division is a story of a huge crisis where the society has been impacted by the green poison. Society has collapsed, and as a member of the Division, you have to get in and save the day in New York City.
So agents are thrust into this really amazing story, and they immediately have quite a lot of challenges they have to face. Can you tell us a bit more about the story and the character that the player will be able to experience and discover?
As an agent, you're a normal person. You have a job, you have a family, and all of a sudden you have to react to that crisis and you're activated. You will be part of the first wave, the first agents to get in New York to try to save the situation.
In the previous Division games, we've seen that players have been given so much to do, so many different activities. How does that translate to the Division Resurgence?
The world is vast. Of course, you will follow either the main path that is telling the core story of the Division, but you will have also a lot of activities within the open world to discover all the details and the secret about that specific universe.
Now, the open world is vast, as you said, and there is a ton to do. How are we going to add in more and more for players to continuously rediscover and re-enjoy the Division?
You have the main mission, but also everything related to the world, with specific events that you will play on a weekly basis, but also specific PvP activities like the Dark Zone or the conflict mode.
In The Division, players have always needed to be very agile, very fast and quick, and be able to respond quickly to any threat around them. This is a huge undertaking to bring to mobile, to platforms that are handheld. How on earth did you manage it?
The key word for us was precision, and what we emulate is the full control you could expect from the Division experience put on your mobile device and that are fully customizable. And from there you will be able to really adapt your playstyle to make sure that it runs super smooth.
I love that right
The
there.
Division is a cover-based shooter game, and taking cover, being strategic are key elements here. How did you address this on mobile?
As a player, you will have two options with the cover system. You could either pick the manual system when you can precisely say where you want to take cover to address the different challenges of the game, or you can go with the automatic system that is also reducing the number of inputs needed to take cover.
One new element to The Division Resurgence is this idea of specializations that really give characters and players the ability to pick the way they're going to play. Can you tell us a bit more about these?
The specialization are the class in The Division Resurgence. As a player, you will be able to pick a specific playstyle that suits you.
Is that a hold
either
smash?
to play solo or to create synergies by playing with your teammates. If we take the demolitionist specialization, for example, you will be able to play around with the gunner launcher or the seeker mine, and as it is an RPG at core, you will be able to customize those abilities to give them a very specific flavor.
Crafting has always been a core element of The Division, and it's changed quite dramatically in The Division Resurgence, where players really get to choose maybe much more what they want to research, how they want to research it.
The Division Resurgence is a looter-shooter at core, meaning that you get guns from the enemies and you try to find the best weapon. You have also the option to craft the weapon you prefer, and you can also do exactly the same with the gears and how you look in the game.
One big change to come to The Division Resurgence is that it is now a fully MMO game, and you can meet people in the open world and play with them, interact with them. How is this going to change the player experience?
Crazy.
Not just solo, but also PvP.
That means
Full
that you
MMO
will meet actually real players all across the open world. In New York City, you will be able to cooperate, to look where they are going and how they interact with the world, and that will be a perfect way to actually meet strangers and perhaps make new friends. But you have also the dangerous part, where you can actually meet players in the dark zone, in a PvP environment, where the goal will be to assess if it's an ally or perhaps an enemy, and to react to that. We have also a full PvP mode with Conflict, which is a team deathmatch 4v4, where the goal will be to find the best synergies in your team to make sure you can rule in that mode.
Now, the Dark Zone has always been a fan favorite, and you've brought it back but adapted here for the mobile platform. Can you tell us what changes around here?
First, what is the Dark Zone? The Dark Zone is a place in New York under quarantine that is still contaminated and where the player has to go to get the best loot in the game. The goal in the Dark Zone is actually to try to get the best loot. As the zone is fully contaminated, you have to extract them to then claim it back in the open world. One of the main changes we've made to that iconic game mode is that you have actually 20 minutes to get the most of the Dark Zone. The goal is to have a very intense and action-packed game session.
Thank you so much, Fabrice, for being with us today.
That's
and
actually a
answering
cool
all
idea.
My questions.
I like
and
that.
Thank you guys for being
Best
with us
loot in the
as well.
game, though.
Hope you've enjoyed this little insight into what's to come in The Division Resurgence. In the meantime, make sure to reach out to us on Twitter at @TheDivMobile.
This is actually
Send us any
pretty
of your
crazy.
questions and feedback. We'd love to hear from you and get in touch with you.
Wow. So guys, what I'm going to tell you about what I just heard, really, it might shock some of you. I think this might be one of the best Division games we've actually gotten in a long time. And I'll tell you why, because a couple things. Number one, it being the first time they ever do an MMO, you can be in the open world and just run into other players. You can never do that before. Before, you'd have to meet them at the safe house or the base of operation or the DZ. Was the only place you could run into other people. But the fact that now in PvE, the MMO aspect is there for those players too, that is very, very cool. And I can't wait to see how They worked at how they reset, like if there's control points, if there's activities, how they reset that. And it's going to be cool to see. Number 2, the dark zone being on a 20-minute timer. It's going to make it more action-packed, not people just sitting there just waiting for people to come out the checkpoint. People having to go in there, get something done, and then leave. If you want to fight other players, you can steal their stuff, but at 20 minutes is the max you need to get out and extract, or you will die and lose all your stuff. So that is another really cool thing, and I can't wait to see how this all works. But overall, the customization that they're adding, the crafting, the skills I've been able to see, and then obviously the new DZ and the MMO aspect in PvE, I think this might be one of the better Division games we've gotten in the last couple years. We're going to wrap it up here. I want to know, what do you guys think about it after seeing this? Do you guys plan on diving into it? I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, Nothing But Skills is out.